Hello, Ultra Buddies. We are here with MuscleRobo. What actually do you prefer on that?
Okay, it was MuscleRobo, but then when I went to my first Galaxy Cup, everyone's name was something like, oh, Derek, Randy, whatever. And I'm
Okay.
like, oh, does it have to be our actual name? But I still want to have muscle in it, so I changed it
Yeah.
to Muscle Robert because that's my
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
name.
Okay. There
And
you
then when
go.
I learned that it didn't matter, I was like, oh, well, I guess it's here now.
Okay. Cool. So, MuscleRobo, welcome to the channel. You are the second place. When the second place at the I don't know how to
Yeah,
what
my
to call it.
qualifiers. I know, I've been saying that too to my card
Qualifier
game friends.
New York for the New York World Qualifier 2025. Second place. Congratulations for that. Well done.
Thank you. And I had I'm really excited that happened. I was kind of worried with the way the meta was, how this
Yeah,
was going to be, but I have family in New York, so I'm like, I'll visit them, see what happens. Might as well.
that's great. That's great. It's good. It's like if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, you're still visiting family, and it's still
Yeah.
yeah, double dip. I love that. So we're going to talk about what decks you brought to the tournament. Maybe do a little tournament recap, and then do a little yapping, and maybe about everyone's favorite deck, Balton, and potentially live. So that's what you're looking forward to see today. So I think we can just get it started. So you brought Ginga, Victory, and Belial.
Yes.
Was there any other decks in contention, and how did you end up on those two?
Yeah, I really love the game. I love playing the game, and Randy is the person who runs our tournaments here in Cleveland, and we practice a lot. And Tegan Nexus is actually probably my favorite deck, and I use it at Galaxy Cups, and I like it. But I had a couple poor showings, and I was thinking about it. I love Tegan Nexus because I think it's kind of the closest to a control deck we have in this game right now. Because Tiga, with the ability to move what lane he's in with the triple rare, change your level 3 based on the situation on the scene, and Nexus to maybe remove an opponent's scene when they were planning on using it, it really helps you kind of stay in control of the game, even if your opponent thinks they are.
Yeah.
But after enough games where you just don't get the level 2 Tiga and you really need the triple, or you don't get the right Nexus you're looking for, because that's another thing too. It's a very Tiga heavy deck, and then you have to decide with what little Nexus space you have. Do I run the one where I discard a scene for a BP day? Do I want the one where I discard top cards of the deck for more consistency? And I was thinking, like, what's just the most consistent deck? Like, what do you not? Where are you not like cursing that you don't have the level 2 or whatever? And Ginga Victory being a deck that's just 2s and 3s is always super consistent. And Belial, with the fact that the kaiju are so much stronger as singles and doubles, also makes that a lot more consistent, I think. Yes, there are situations where your opponent can just get over it with a triple very easily, your kaiju's and Belial, or if your type matchup doesn't work in Ginga Victory.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're going to lose lanes anyways. You might as well be losing lanes where you've only invested 1 or 2 cards instead of 3 cards.
Yeah, I think it's a really important thing you pointed out, where when you really start thinking about it, you can't just think oh, well, I'm going to win this lane, or I'm going to win this lane. It's well, I use 2 cards, and even if I lose, they use 3 cards, so I'm kind of up in this exchange overall, and then you can kind of win out from there. So I think it's pretty interesting you chose a deck's kind of both a similar mindset of I'm okay playing one singles or doubles because it's strong enough to kind of carry their own weight. And that kind of strategy makes your deck more consistent. Or with Tiga Nexus, if you mentioned, you not only you have to build triples most of the time, you have to build specific triples in many cases.
Yes.
That makes it a little bit scary. So go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah. And I mean, I tried Arc Dyna. I know it's really popular right now, and I tried that, and I really like your video on it. I'm probably going to make a couple changes. But again, it's oh, I'm not getting the level 2s, and I'm running this large number of level 1s because I want to mill them, but I don't necessarily want to draw them.
Yeah.
And it's just again, I'm trying these decks, and they're great, but I just don't want to have this hand where I'm oh, if I drew that or if I drew this. It's nice to have this kind of, maybe your ceiling isn't as high. You're not going to have 19,000 basics if you have the Arc Triple Rare out, but your floor is a lot lower. You're at least in 10,000 in every lane.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing to talk about too. Like you mentioned, Arctina. That for me, that's my favorite deck right now. That's like my favorite deck to play. Obviously, some games it just kind of craps out on itself, and you don't want that to happen in like a tournament. Like I'm okay doing that. Like we're playing like kind of fun casually, or maybe playing Galaxy Cups, where I'm like, okay, it'll be nice if I win, but I don't. But when it's like every win matters, then you really don't want a deck that's like randomly going to lose, because you could maybe like lose legitimately one game and then it just fumbles on itself and then you're out of the tournament. So I respect that.
Yeah, with because one of the deck besides Baltan, obviously, I think one of the decks, the deck I was most afraid of was Rube, because you have no knowledge of what your opponent's doing. They could always have a hand, they have a scene in hand and you just don't know. But again, the reason if you thought that was so powerful and that was the deck, why didn't you run it? Because I know if I run it, I'm going to draw 5 scenes in a Rosso or something. Like, it's just not going to work out for me.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I actually felt the exact same way. So we definitely felt very similar. I feel like I was talking to Gun specifically about Rose and Blue, is that it actually felt like, I know the deck didn't really change, but it felt for me more consistent before BPO4. Because I feel like now I'm like, oh, I really have to get this alternating setup and do these things. And before I was kind of like, I'll just like play the game. And now I feel like I'm kind of like forced into this way of like playing, and if it doesn't go well, it feels extra bad. And so it's like, it just felt way worse. Anyway, that's enough rambling about Rosa Blue. Let's check out your Ginga Victory deck.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of room for creative expression in Ginga Victory, but something I think that I'm doing different that I don't see a lot of other people doing, I don't think any other deck that's won a qualifier or placed in a qualifier does, is I'm not running a level 1 Ginga. Now, obviously, everyone loves drawing cards. It's the most common round 1, no matter what deck you're going against, they're going to play the card advantage level 1. But something I found in testing, too, is a lot of these decks that we were talking about, like Rosso Blue, or even Gaia Ghoul. There's someone who likes Gaia Ghoul here a lot. You want to stop them from playing scenes, and sometimes it throws off their whole game. Like, you just want to hit the ground running, go for it. Like, and most of the time, even if you're playing Ginga Thunderbolt or the Ginga Scene Searcher, you're usually running round 1 because other people are playing card advantage level 1s.
Yeah.
And as long as those scenes get stuck in someone's hand, you technically have card advantage, because it's a card they can't play. It's a card that's integral to their strategy, and it's just good. I mean, it's good to have a bunch of your doubles out, so you're also activating your Victory's conditional effect. So he's a 13,000 double, even in a bad scenario where he doesn't get the boost. And you want to have all the doubles for your Specium, right? What's the Ginga, the BP down? I'm sorry, I forget his name.
The Ginga
Stream, yeah. And you want to have all your doubles out there for that, too. And if you're having a triple, it doesn't count for that anymore.
Yeah.
I know we keep getting into asides, but that's why I think Decker is like the most confusing archetype. It's like, wait, no, I want to level him up, but I want singles, but I don't want singles.
Yeah.
If everything's double, you're activating conditional effects. It's also really useful for the scenes, because if you're losing one, okay, just take it back, make another double next turn. You can even use it to keep alive. And obviously, more cards in hand are good, but we'll get into this. I won all my matches really quickly, and I think that paid off, playing super aggressively in games.
Yeah, I like that. I think Ginga Victory, like, especially as a deck, can have like some of the most explosive starts, where like you can hit 3. If you hit 3 doubles and like you've got a stream or so in there, like it's very hard for your opponent to actually compete with that. And you could.
I did win my top 8 match with that. It was 1, 2, 3 lanes, Ginga Stream in the last one.
Then I lost to a few of those too. So yeah, I kind of get it. I'm glad you went into the why you don't play the level 1s quick victories. I totally get it. I still like to have it. I have an addiction to drawing cards, but
I agree. That's the thing, that kind of helped me realize with Tiga Nexus. Like, if I don't get a card advantage level 1, I'm mulliganing immediately. I'm like, I don't care if I have other good cards. I don't care if I have a triple rare in my hand, so I'm less likely to draw it again. It's like, I want to just get those cards and I found what I wanted to do was a big weakness to exploit in other players. Don't give them a chance to set up. Just go for it. And there's one change I might have made with this deck, and I want to joke because I told you I was making decisions the whole time out. Got my deck box here.
Yeah.
But I had this huge stack of cards because I was flying in. I couldn't obviously bring everything in.
Yeah.
So I have this stack of cards that were essentially my side deck. I'm like, if the last minute I want to make a change, you know?
Yeah.
The only thing is this Ginga, the vanilla that's a 10k single.
Yeah.
Sorry. That is useful. I think it's really nice to have those. I mean, a lot of games are kind of won at the end. I mean, obviously that makes sense. You win and then the game's over. But I feel like you can try to build these big triples. You can do all this. There's a lot of games that end with who has the strongest single in lane 5.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of games like that.
I was running just one. I might have done 3 of the one with the conditional speed up and 2 of the 10k single. But again, you want your scene to be activatable, so.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, makes sense. So that's probably like the one card you would have changed for the Ginga Victory deck.
Yeah, I see a lot of people running the speed victory that's just weaker. That's 7-11, even if they don't run any level 1 victory. I know speed is a nice thing to throw your opponent off with because it's like a less common type, but I do think the 8, because the 8 also gets over all the double rare level 2s if they get played as a single. That 7 to 8 is actually bigger than you think for level 2s.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like a lot of people underestimate the power of like those like 1k differences and how they can make impact. And I wanted to like reiterate one point that I think I really like what you said about the strategy of not playing level 1 victories. Was that there's some matchups where you really want to be able to take the lead on the first turn when your opponent is trying to set up, and that makes it really hard for them to like get lead in the next turns, and then their strategy kind of crumbles. Like that's actually something we talked about Arc Dyna. I actually worry about a lot. Like my best games is when both players, I get lead for free, I start lead, and I get to keep lead for free, and then I can just play a few scenes. I'm not so reliant on the PPO1 arc to playing scenes. So that like blocking off the early scene can really be a kind of annoying thing. And actually, I don't remember in our games, but there was a few games that day where I was like, God, I just need lead. Just give me the lead so I can play my scenes and get these scenes out of my hand.
I specifically said that. I worried I was being mean, but in our last match with Ginga Victory and Belial, I discarded just to keep lead player at one point. It didn't win me the game. It just kept lead player. And I did that because you only had like 3 cards in hand, and I'm like, if he has a scene in hand, he's really down on cards.
Yeah.
And if I let him capture lead, he plays a scene, he's drawing 2 cards next turn, he gets the advantage of his scene, it is worth it. Because I think I also had like 2 level 2 Gingas. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to draw level 3 Ginga and I won't be able to play it. It was worth it to keep lead.
Makes sense. All right, let's move on to your Belial deck. So there's a few things that I think immediately pop out. Is there's a lot of Zetons. There's 6 level 5s and 6 level 6s, and then you're playing Mephisto, which I think that's the one I want to talk about the most, and everything else like pretty standard, I think.
Now Mephisto, I am a huge Nexus, the TV show fanboy. I admit. Okay, so I realized that might go into it, but truly, I think Mephisto is just such a strong card. Because you think, what does everyone run instead of Mephisto? Kirlioid, right? Yeah. Not everybody, but 90% of people run this deck.
Yeah.
Because they see that EX bonus. But the thing is, if you look at these, there's only one scenario where Kirlioid is the better pick than Mephisto. It is if you draw the level 6 Kirlioid and you have the triple rare Baltan out versus just drawing the level 6 Mephisto. Yeah. If you have a 5/6 in hand, Mephisto is so much better because he's 15,000 instead of 14,000, and you have a conditional 1,000. We just talked about how important 1,000 is.
Yeah.
And if you only have the level 5s, Dark Mephisto only goes to extra against speed, which is a lot less common than basic, which is what Kirlioid level 5 is, as well as he's 1,000 stronger. Again, you get into the 1,000. Like, I mean, there's just a lot of reasons that I feel like Dark Mephisto is the better choice, even if you draw just the level 6, you can't power them up to 14k like you'd be able to Kiriloid.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I had this, like, for those that don't know, I also played Belial. I had this debate between Mephisto and Kiriloid big time, because I felt like Kiriloid was a bit more consistent because you do have that ability to use Belial's effect on it, but Mephisto is just way better most of the time.
Yeah, and that's, again, it gets back to that consistency.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if I have a triple rare Belial that's at least a double, so 4 of them, and you need to have a 2 under, and obviously that's what this whole deck's running for.
Yeah.
But again, like, if you're going to set up this big scenario where it's like, well, if I have this, this, and this, it's like, well, what if you don't have one of those pieces? If you don't have one of those pieces, Dark Mephisto is just a better choice, in my opinion. But none of this matters because Katana Zella, Katana Thor next set is the one everyone's going to be running in that spot.
One will be interesting. I'm not actually sure about that, but we can talk about that later.
Oh, yeah, no, that'll be fun. And the Zetons, Zeton is great. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I mean, it's not like one of the Zetons is the better Zeton, because originally I was running 4 of the one that gets a increase against when someone does a BP increase, and 2 of the solo. But we talked about how good it is to be lead. Sometimes it's nice to slap down Zeton on turn 1 and be like, I am going to be lead player. I'm in control, especially because the turn 1 scene is super important in this deck sometimes.
Yeah.
And even to just draw that extra card is always nice. Again, love drawing cards. Love it.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of people only run 4 of the level 5 Zeton, but I mean, I think the one that is 12k against a double actually ends up being super strong, because there were a lot of times where I was lead because I'm trying to play aggressively.
Yeah.
And I would just play the level 5 Zeton that gets a power up against doubles. And my opponent wanting to take the lead, I mean, I didn't ask them, but it was very clear. A lot of times they would play a double immediately, like, oh, he's not leveling there? This is my chance to capture lead.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, oh, nope, I'm still lead because he's 12,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, that card's a really strong card for just kind of like sometimes catching people like that, but I also like it because I know, like, if I play it on turn 2, which is when I like to play that card, is your opponent, if they play a turn 1, like just a 1, then you're beating that, and you're probably beating it next turn too.
Yes.
So you're kind of like, it provides you a lot of safety in that sense too.
Oh, for sure. And again, it gets into that I'm playing 1 card and you need to play 2, maybe even 3 cards to get over it. I mean, he's a 12k double. Like, he ended up being the real all-star over the other one. Again, I know people see 13,000. They think, oh, but if I discard for the regular level 5 Zeton. No, I would cut, if I was to still keep it at 6, I'd probably run 4 of the one that gets an up against that versus 2 of the other one.
Yeah, good to know. All right, so that's the Belial and Ginga from you. Let's, if you remember something about your tournament, let's go ahead and check out.
Oh, I will say one more thing.
Yeah.
Some people don't run the first day of the end of the world. Don't view that as like, oh, but if I have my level 7 Belials out of it. No, you're just running that to get rid of another high round scene. That's it. Yeah. Like, again, you have to think about the big picture thing. You are blanking something of theirs that they wanted. Yeah. So it's nice to throw that over a labyrinth or something.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't even have to use it. Like, you could just keep them locked out of that forever. Not that the game will probably last much longer, but it is an option. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely a good point to note about. So, let's talk about your tournament a little bit. Yeah, no, tournament. Well, first, it was way too hot down there. I'm sorry, I have to say that. Yeah, it was hot. It was blazing in there.
So round 1 was actually someone who was local to Cleveland. You hate that, you travel all this way and then you got to fight someone. Right, yeah. But he was really nice and it was really helpful. He was on Rube and a deck I thought I would see more of, but I didn't. I didn't see everyone's deck, but Mono Orb. Because Mono Orb has been putting up numbers occasionally.
Yeah.
And again, when you get into that consistency of it all, it's a really nice deck. And so against Rube, I won the first match with Ginga victory. I actually lost against Rube with Belial the next round. had really heavy Zeton hand. So I was wondering again, should I have done 4 and 8 versus, because I know a lot of people don't run the 6 and 6 numbers, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's first round though. You shake those jitters, and then I was kind of happy because I know he was on mono orb, and I had
Yeah.
promo Zeton for that.
Yeah,
I think I felt terrible because I dropped like 2 of my lane wins were just dropping him by himself, not even as a double.
yeah, yeah. You just like, I gotcha.
Yeah,
What can you do about it? I totally get that. I've had those situations. So a pretty, you kind of know he's on orb. You're pretty feeling pretty good about that one.
And with Rube again, it's just you never know. They just drop the right cards at the right time, and all of a sudden, especially when you're going against Rube, and you're like, okay, I'm done with my activates, and then they're just sitting there looking for a second.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're angle shooting me, if they're. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
Never mind, we'll get back to it later. But I wasn't doing it, but when we were talking about some of the new People 5 cards, I think some of them are very good for angle shooting. So you kind of make your opponent worry if it's in your hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Round 2 was against an Omega deck, and I 2-0'd him, but I will admit I was playing doubles out the gate once I saw what he was on. I played the Ginga Thunderbolt to kind of, get some stuff in the hand in round 1, but when I saw he was on Omega, I was like, try to get a 3-lane win. Your promo Zetons are going to be your MVP of the whole event after that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they were. I mean, it was a really quick one, but most of my matches were pretty quick.
That's good, yeah. So basically, you saw he's on Omega, and you're just like, I'm just gonna try to get this win with King of Victory because I know once I get Belial out, it's gonna be case closed.
Yes, exactly, and yeah, I mean, I knew that. I think I had the BP down in my hand. I'm like, that's gonna be my lane 3. I gotta get it out there. I gotta do this. And Omega is a good deck. Like I do like it. I think it's neat. But I just knew in that situation it's a really good matchup against Belial most of the time. Omega.
Cool. So two wins already. Round 3. How's that go for you?
Yeah, so I'm getting a big head already by now, right? Because I went against a stranger in 1 too. But in round 3, I went against a Rube deck again. Okay. This deck I was like worried about, and a lot of people I think had consistent. I do think there were people who had consistency with that deck. I know nobody in top 4 was using it, but my girlfriend was running the exact same 2 decks as me, with the same build and everything. And she lost round 1 to someone who was running a Rube deck and then Arc Dyna as their deck B. And so, I know you just never know what to expect there. I did win the first one. It was kind of a repeat of the first match where I won the first one and then lost with Belial on the second time because you never know what they're going to have.
Yeah.
And then the next deck was Ginga Zet. Sorry. Ginga Z, whatever, and which is a deck I've actually messed around with a lot because I like a lot of the Z cards. I like that a lot of them are kind of based around hand advantage or necessarily gaining resources without spending anything. Like I don't think banishing the Z's from your graveyard is that big a cost. I mean, that's part of why Baltan's so good too, right? It's not a real hand cost.
Yeah, it's not a real cost.
Yeah, but I was able to win with that with Belial again, just strong doubles. I never ended up playing Dark Mephisto the whole day, actually. As much as I like him, there was one time where I made the choice not to play him because Zeton was better in the situation. But my girlfriend said that she played him a lot and won games because of it. So it is nice, to get in your opponent's head also with that mill too. But round 4 was against Gonkun.
Okay. Round 4 against Gonkun. Okay, so you should play both of us then.
Yes.
Okay, so
I think Gonkun was my hardest fought matches both times, though. Yeah, and I actually beat Baltan with Ginga Victory this time. It was a quick 3-0. I got him. But that thing was, because we could discuss this later, was it essentially everything has to go right. The second you're going against him, I chose Ginga Victory because I know it can beat Baltan sometimes too.
Yeah.
Versus other decks which just don't. and you play the Ginga Thunderbolt, you try to get the triple rare, you try to get the scene. I think my lanes were literally Ginga Stream, or sorry, I keep forgetting the name of that one. Ginga Stream in lane 3, and it was the triple rare in lane 2, and the double rare victory in lane 3 that I had to discard for the scene to get him the bump up. Like, it was really, everything had to go right. I had to spend 7 specific cards, well, an 8th card to discard too. Like, it was pretty brutal, and I was so excited. I was riding high off of that, and then I immediately bricked twice against his Ginga Z deck with Belial.
Oh no! So he didn't play Baltan again?
No, he did play Baltan again. I lost with Belial. As good as the possibility for that is, the thing about that is it's really hard for Belial, the Baltan matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping we don't have to talk about this matchup that much longer. But again, when I talk about what I like about Belial is the really strong doubles. But if you just have a bunch of strong doubles, you're not getting over. Yeah. You're not getting over the Baltans. It's just not happening.
Yeah. And
I was really hoping, but wasn't able to. Kind of nervous. Maybe I needed to be humbled though too in that round. Round 5 was against. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. I just want to make sure you
lost.
You lost. Okay, you lost.
Yes, I lost both of those. Okay. I ended up losing. Okay. Even after I got so excited that I beat Baltan once.
Yeah. That's how they get you. Like, I got him, and then yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Round
and I didn't even know Ginga was in that deck. He only played Z cards the whole time.
Okay, wow.
So I was like, and then I remember being upset. I'm like, why didn't I get a promo Zeton? I just could have dropped one and like done this. But I mean, obviously, if he got a Ginga, that wouldn't have mattered. But so I'm like, one loss. I'm still in it, right?
Yeah.
And in round 5, I go against Belial deck. Is the first thing. Crazy Brick City. I had a handful of level 2s, but 2 of them were Ginga Thunderbolt. I'm like, well, that's fine. I'll just play these, mix them out, because I already have so many. You start doing the statistics in your mind, right? You're like, well, I have a bunch of level 2s in hand, so there's no way the next card of the next 5 cards I draw are going to be level 2s.
Yeah.
Ends up being that, like I played 2 Ginga Thunderbolts in a row, never get a level 3. I'm so upset,
Oh no! Yeah.
And then he's playing Mebius Akari, which I was a little surprised to see as the second deck.
Okay.
Now, by no means is Mebius Akari a bad deck, but just with the hits and things like that, you don't see as many people playing it. Yeah. And he's also playing a bunch of the cards that I'm not as big a fan of that get like they get a BP up when you have like 20 cards in the discard pile.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now all of a sudden it's harder, though, if you don't have the good Mebius level 2 and 3 to be milling as consistently.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I got this. So I beat him with Ginga Victory. Okay. And then just have a awful, again, Belial it wasn't working. I was getting nothing but Zetons, and he got the triple O Mebius, and he beats me. So I'm going 3-2. I'm like, this is probably where I got to say goodbye. I don't know what's happening. But thankfully, make top 8. So I'm like really grateful that maybe the tiebreakers worked. Mm-hmm. Maybe something happened. It was I was glad to be able to make it. Obviously, especially now. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think. The tiebreakers worked in your favor, so you got into the top 8, and that means one more match for you, and you're able to qualify for Japan.
Yes. And this is the funny thing. My top 8 match was against that same player who was doing
the same Belial Mebihika.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was, I'm like, well, you know what he's on. You had bad hands. It'll happen. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, but also, like you said, you're one win away from Japan. You're getting in your own head. You're thinking about stuff. Due to unfortunate circumstances, my girlfriend also made top 8, but in the deck check, she unfortunately, there's 2 level 6 Belials. One is basic, one is power. They're both 7,000 singles, 11,000 doubles. The pose is nearly identical too. It's like a right arm up versus a left arm up or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I can bring him up. They're very, very similar.
Or it might have been the level 5. Was that one? Yeah, I think it was like those two.
They
Yeah.
have the same arm up. It's just a different look.
Oh yeah, it's just like a slightly different pose.
Yeah.
She was, and I'm only running 2 of that Belial in my deck. Oh, I could say, because I see people debate which one.
Yeah.
Went with the power one because the level 3 victory that gets a power up only against basic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that much, but hey, you need a reason to pick at the end of the day, right? And I think there are more cards that get powered up against, that I was afraid of that got a power up against basic versus power.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little rattled from that. I'm still trying. And first round didn't go that well, too. Again, I'm drawing a bunch of level 2s. I don't know what's going on with my deck. I draw Ginga Stream, and you can't activate it when you only have one double, so it doesn't matter. I play it hoping to stay alive, but he gets me with I think it was a Mebius double rare, Mebius triple rare double, discard to make it 17,000. Wouldn't have mattered,
Yeah.
So I'm nervous, and I'm like, no, this is okay. I got this. And he's on the Mebi Hika deck. And I'm thinking, that's still like a weird choice. Like, I'm not trying to underestimate it because it obviously beat me once. I'm like, you can totally beat Mebius Akari, though.
Yeah.
And the first one, like a 1-2-3 super quick one, got him with Ginga Victory. And then Belial we get to. And I'm thinking, this was crazy to me because I wasn't expecting to, and I 1-2-3 him again.
Yeah.
But the thing was, in lane 2, I played the Zeton that becomes 12,000 against a double. Yeah. He had a double Mebius that was only 11,000 in that lane.
Mm-hmm.
But that's known information now.
Yeah.
We get to lane 3. I'm playing some Belials and things. I just have Belials in lane 1 and lane 2.
Yeah.
And I get the triple rare Belial in lane 1. I normally don't like to do that because I feel like a lot of players overinvest in lane 1. So again, I kind of like to play a hand advantage card in lane 1 and then almost ignore the lane. Let them play 3 cards there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be able to give an EX bump to another Zeton in lane 3. So I'm like, play him there.
Yeah.
And then I played the promo Zeton. I can discard a card to make him 14,000 and keep it. And I just assumed he was going to play a level 3 Mebius in lane 2, because you know what's there.
Yeah.
He just didn't get it. So I ended up winning with promo Zeton, the double rare Zeton, and triple rare Belial triple stack in lane 1.
There you go. I mean, sometimes that's like, it's like you expect them, but they just don't have it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was playing super aggressive. Like, I was playing the promo Zeton as a single with the plan to discard to get into level 14. Like, it's just like, you got to do it. You just got to, as quickly as you can, especially because this was the last game.
Yeah.
So, I was pretty stunned. I was happy. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, part of me was like, wait, I got the invite? Like, the scariest match is done?
Yeah. And now it's fun time now, right?
Right. I was happy to get the playmat. Again, I'm not running Omega, but I like Omega as a deck. I'm enjoying Omega the show. I know this is for the card game, but I do like how silly it is. I'm hoping he gets a turtle form still. I'm hoping it's not just a stage show form with the 4 Taoism directions. We're getting off topic. Anyway, top 4 though was against Gonkun. So the 2 people I lost to in Swiss.
Crazy mirror matches.
Yeah.
Or not mirror matches, but the runbacks. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, I beat Baltan once. No, full disclosure, I was not expecting to beat Baltan. I was hoping to essentially 2-0 people after they beat me with Baltan. Well, that's not a 2-0, but it's like win 2 against their deck B.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying.
If you looked at, nobody here was doing it, but if you look at a lot of the Asian qualifier winning decks, a lot of people who ran Baltan actually ran Rube as their deck B. And I had a theory about that, what we were talking about. It's kind of a gambly deck, but it can just win if you get the right scenes, if you do this. So I think people are playing Baltan. You get game 1, and you essentially have 2 chances to have the hand. Like, you're afforded a brick with Rube. And so I was kind of like, with Baltan, I wasn't really like, oh, this is how I'm going to beat Baltan, because again, the Belial matchup is terrible against Baltan.
Yeah.
First game, not as lucky, just go down to Baltan pretty quickly.
All part of the plan.
Yes, right. But it's all right. It's all right. And next is Ginga Zet, right? And the Ginga Zet is a scary deck again because of the amount of advantage that it can generate. If it gets unidentified object convoy, I think is the scene for banishing, the triple rare, so many cards, it's like they're just still in the game, you know? And that ended up being a really long one. I remember being like thinking like you got to drain the resources so he doesn't have them. You got to keep active. You have to do this. I remember there was a scene where I made him discard 3 cards with the triple rare just to stay in the game, and it's like, hey, that's okay that you didn't win. He just had to spend 3 cards, you know.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, it was such a blur at that point. I think I was overheating. All this was going on. But I was able to beat him with both Ginga Zet and Belial, obviously, to make it to finals.
Yeah, and that is where we played.
We played, yes, which was really great. You know, to see you. I don't think I had realized you guys were Gardeno Games until this point. You made a joke like, "Come on, don't you recognize the hands?"
Yeah.
So it was fun to talk about that. I mean, Baltan is just Baltan. Like, I mean, you essentially hope you draw the best or you don't. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, and I drew pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, you get the double rare. And again, this is your Belial match. I keep thinking about it, wondering like if I should have done X or Y or mulliganed.
Yeah.
But I remember I felt terrible because do you remember when we got to lane 3, you leveled up, I think you only had Belial on the field, right? You didn't have any Kaiju yet?
I had all Belials on the... Yeah.
You had all Belials. Yeah. And you leveled them all up. And I said something like, if those are all the triple rare, I'm going to hit you. Or something. And then you revealed 2 of the triple rare.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had 2 of them. Pretty good for me.
And but you actually had the 14k double Belial in lane 1 against Victory, which is great because he's speed, so you don't have to worry. He gets the power up against basic and powered.
Yeah.
And that Belial is a really good card, and I love it. I think the Zet that's a 14k double is great in that deck. In the Belial deck, I shy away from it because you want to discard the card, get him to 17.
Yeah.
No. That Belial that's 17k is power, though, I think. Like, it is, which does make it Victory, the double rare Victory would be able to get a boost against him. So, again, these are all things you got to consider when you're picking which ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I picked that card specifically for, like, Victory, but I was aware that it was good against Victory. And so we both played a pretty, like, conservative game. Like, you did just kind of call it, like, naked level 2s. And then I also did naked level 2s, and then I saw that, okay, well, one of them is paired up against a Victory. So I know if I play my speed type against that, it's pretty safe. Yeah.
Right. No, for sure. There's definitely some stuff to think about with that. And was it maybe that's how they're trying to balance Victory, because I've been thinking about how isn't every good Victory level 3 is armed because he has a Kaiju arm, right? So I don't know if you're supposed to be like, oh, think about that. Play again to get back to Katana Zoa, Katana Thor, because I've been kind of play testing and thinking about the next set. The single one gets a bonus against armed. So playing the single Katana Thor against any Victory, you know that's a safe lane no matter what. Ever. You don't have to make him his level 7. You could just leave him there as a level 6. Anyways, sorry. But I remember thinking we actually had a pretty good back and forth even with you revealing those, though.
Yeah.
I kept playing doubles. And in lane 4, if you remember, I played another double, and you discarded 2 cards to try to, okay, this seals it. Yeah. But Ginga is 18,000 when you have 4 doubles.
Yeah,
so actually wasn't.
For a bit.
And but that was fine. I understood where you were, and I'm like, no, that's fine. You can take that back.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Good.
No, of course. Well, the thing is, I mean, we got our invites. Obviously, I would have enjoyed the flight, but I mean, there's so many times where I make mistakes or I do something. I had somebody get mad at me because when I played my scene, I played it to the side instead of the center. But, our cards were in the center, and I didn't want to, and so someone was nice to me in that situation. So you got to think about that. And I never want anyone to have a bad experience at one of these events because you want the game to keep growing.
Yeah.
But Not that I think that would have crushed your spirit and you would have thrown it all away if I didn't let you take that back. But I remember thinking, because I had a level 2 victory and a level 2 Ginga in hand.
Yeah.
When we got to, I think it was lane 5 was the one that decided it all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just have to draw a level 3.
Yeah.
You just have to draw a level 3. Because, or the scene. Because if I had the scene, I could have been beating the Belial in lane 1.
Yeah.
Drew another level 2. It just, I mean, every time I lost with Ginga Victory, it was too many level 2s. It was never too many level 3s. I don't know if that's my deck building or, play the 8K Victory level 2. I'm like, that's still kind of strong, though, when you play the 9K singles at top for the
9K single, I did it.
And no, but it was great. I mean, of course, I was hoping, like, oh, should I mulligan? Should I done that? But, to have 4 doubles and go to lane 5 with Ginga Victory, that's still, like, a pretty hard fought. Like, I think 9 times out of 10 you are winning that game.
No, yeah, it came right down to the wire. I was like, it was a long day, I will admit, and I'm not used to that. Ginga actually getting up to the 18K. It doesn't come up that often. But yeah, we had a great games for that, and then that's how you ended up second place. Which again, congrats. And I want to just rewind a little bit for the top 8. Like, it's really unfortunate what happened with Ashley in the deck check, but I think it should not take away from how awesome it is that you both came with the same deck, and you kind of is really like a real team. Like, we came with the same deck and we both did well and both got top 8. Even though it didn't work out. So, but you can't take away that, I think.
I do want to say that she's great. I mean, she lost round 1 and then 1 out to make it to top 8, which is a lot harder too, I think. Even if you're in the losers bracket and you're going against other people who have lost, you're maybe not running into Baltan as much, but it's a little demoralizing in round 1 to lose, so that she kept going, that it was great. She's always great. We'll play test different decks, try different stuff. I played a lot with Randy, who runs our Galaxy Cups here in Cleveland too, but Randy doesn't blow me kisses for good luck unless I start to beg, so it's nice to be able to test with her.
That's good. So let's congrats again, second place. Wonderful job. It's great to hear all your thoughts about through the matchups and everything. It's pretty fun to go through that. I don't want to go too long, but we can rant a little bit about Baltan if you want. I'm kind of expecting to get that ban coming.
He better. I mean, I
would be floored. What?
It's interesting when you think about the ban list in general. I don't know why that's not. Yeah, sometimes I have to do that too.
There we go.
Think about the ban list in general. It's kind of weird because when I heard that they were first descending cards when they banned the 2 Mebius cards.
Yeah.
Part of me thought that the triple rare Tiga was actually on the chopping block. Not just because I'm a Tiga Nexus player and I like that card so much, but when you think about it, that card is essentially a guaranteed lane win, and I thought that they wouldn't want you to have that. If you make a triple rare Tiga and you move him to the most recent lane, you're pretty much winning unless it's like a promo Zeton and you only have Tigas out. There might be other scene situations where you can lose, but I thought they just didn't want guaranteed wins. And the thing is, that's the thing about Baltan is he's so good. I mean, because people talk about if you brick as Baltan, bricking is just not getting the double rare, right?
Yeah.
That is what the brick is. You can still make lanes of 15,000 doubles consistently, which is great. I mean, Ginga Victory and Belial are winning off the strength of their doubles, not their triples. And he can make a bunch of really strong doubles. It's really annoying that deck existed. I mean, you can get into why or how, but they definitely need to hit the deck. The problem is, I see reasons for them to not hit every problem card. They don't want to hit the box topper because it is the most profitable card for them because you have to buy a whole box. It is, a lot of people will say, I bought a whole box for this one card, and you're banning it. You don't want to ban the promo because that makes it less special. It was a card given at tournaments. And the double rare, I could see people getting upset about because they're like, oh, I have this nice shiny AP, but they did that to Mebius, and I have 3 of that Mebius AP, so screw that. I do think the double rare is the best
This
ban.
one's got to go.
This is the one, yeah. Because it is the one. If you don't draw it in your opening hand, you mulligan. You just do, right? It's the one that makes the whole deck work. there's a way you could still make the deck interactive and fun by banning this and trying to make some other way of them discarding. You could make an invasion card. I mean, I'm thinking of series he appears in. They could add Max, because I know they're shying away from Showa because there's a very important Max episode with Baltan. You could do that, give him a scene. But I don't know. Your opinion on Baltan?
It's gotta go. It's gotta go.
Yeah, it's gotta go. Like, it's gotta go.
Both Gunkan and I played it, but like it was because if you have the deck, it feels stupid not to play it. Like that's just
it's too consistent. Like I mean, that people. I would get so mad when people are like, "But you can beat it." Yeah, you can, but like, I mean, will you? I mean, again, I needed 7 specific cards and a discard to win against him. I mean, I did it. I'm not going to say like, oh, so it's beatable. No, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, if Gonkun had gotten the mill card out earlier, done something, even with that perfect setup, there might have been a way you could hang on for one more turn and you just get stronger the next one.
I think if you have the mill and you catch like the stream, then it'll be 9,000 plus 3,000 is 12, and so even if the BP down, then you can you can go to 12 and tie that like lane 3 thing. Actually, no, it can't, because if you have the scene, you can +1 to stream, so it's a 13. You can't get out of that one, but like to have a guaranteed win against them is basically impossible. I think this card has to go. It's just the only one that makes sense. Like it kills the deck, and they'll just come out. They have to come up with a new way, or like if you want to play Baltan, then you just have to like mix it with other things, like a Belial Baltan or something, which I know that like people are trying out.
Yeah, the Belial deck I went against in top 8, and then I lost 2 in round 5. Did have Baltan in it, and used it sometimes. Again, I mean, I just thought Dark Mephisto, and you want to run this critical mass of Belials because you want to get the triple rare out there. I don't think you have room. I mean, maybe in a 5-king deck. 5-king's going to be something eventually. There will be a day where we're complaining about him to the level we're complaining about Baltan. It's just not here yet, though. Yeah. Because I mean, with Gilark Scene Searcher and Belial Scene Searcher already, you have 2 Kaiju that can dump so many cards into the discard pile.
So I think this is probably the only thing on the ban list. I'd be very surprised if there's anything else.
I mean...
Yeah.
The famous last words, I might like to see them take Mebius off. Because, like, what has Mebius gotten in BPO 3, 4, and 5? Like, not that much.
I would like them to take off the level 3 that gives plus 2,000. And I
think a good milk target.
I think they need to keep the other one on.
I understand.
And give Mebius like a Scene Searcher or something so they can actually mill again.
Yeah. The thing with that is, because that Mebius, I think the issue with that is necessarily that you get to not worry as much, because the downside of playing so many mill cards should be that you lose an integral piece.
Yeah.
That Mebius can get you a scene, or it can get you any Mebius. So all of a sudden, you're not afraid of milling. You could mill you can mill 5, lose all your triple rares, and you're like, well, that's okay. I'll play the double rare eventually, and I'll get him back.
Yeah, or you can fetch them back with the scene and things like that. I think you can't bring that back, that level 2, especially with like there will be a level 4 Mebius at some point in the game. I don't know when it's going to happen. And having a deck that is not only able to just like jam out triples with the scene, but also be able to fetch its level 4 whenever it wants.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Because you could get rid of a double for the triple, which is like the move, and the next turn your level 4 is way more live than it has any right to be in the next turn.
All right. Then I guess maybe some final thoughts about BPO 5. I don't know if you've started testing. I think you're going to the Ohio qualifier, right? That's going to be
yes, I am.
5 releases.
I don't know what I'm running. I think I was hoping that they would reveal some more Nexus cards and that there'd be some amazing Nexus deck, I do like the Nexus cards they revealed. I mean, I will say that, but I still think it's kind of like 5-king, where an 80-20 deck that's mostly Nexus, I don't think that's a thing yet. Like, I don't think it really has the support for that yet. And those new Nexus cards kind of want him to be the star of the show.
Right.
I think Victory getting a Scene Searcher is going to be good for that deck. I think you could just take out the vanilla Victories and toss that in, and all of a sudden, because the scenes are powerful in Ginga Victory, both of them.
Yeah, those scenes are really good.
I don't think any of the new scenes have me that excited. I would just keep the old ones. And for Belial, I know some people are going back and forth. I think Gatanthor is amazing for that deck. I think it's going to boost it to new heights. I know people are like, oh, but if you get a level 4, it's bad. I think people need to understand you just lose lanes. It happens.
Yeah.
The point is to not overinvest in a lane that you lose in. And again, if you're playing that one, you're playing 1-2 cards. If your opponent gets a level 4, which how many people are going to be running level 4s? And of the decks that run level 4s, how many of them are going to run 4 of that level 4? You can't. It'd be like not running a deck because you're too afraid of Promo Zeton. It's like you can't let one card scare you out of running a deck that's otherwise pretty good. Because even if it shows up, okay, just do something else.
I like half agree with you. I think there's like some decks that, and maybe it's like a combination of like for Omega, like being bad against both types of Zetons, which makes it like just
that's
really
pretty rough.
But
Another
yeah, I kind of agree. The one, so here's my complaint about Gatanthor. I guess I'll have to try playing it with the level 6 too. That's not something I've considered yet. But for all like intents and purposes, I kind of view it like it's like just a different version of Golba right now. And just instead of being weak against speed, it's weak against level 4s. And my issue is that I don't mind like if I can like lose a Gatanthor lane or whatever. Like, oh, like I play Golba and they called me out with a speed type or whatever. Like I'm okay with that. I don't like the fact that Gatanthor just like dies whenever level 4 appears anywhere on my opponent's field. That's my
understandable. Of the level 4s we've seen, though, they all need investments. No level 4 can be played as a single. None of them are good as a double, right? None of them are like.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that if your opponent again to beat your Gatanthor needs 4 cards, it's like he's doing his job. Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I would run both. The level 6 is good against speed and armed. Speed, not that common. Armed, super common. Again, Victory. A lot of good cards are armed. And he's a 17k double. I mean, slapping down a 17k double is going to scare any deck. I mean, that's what you're aiming for in Ginga. That's the good Ginga, is he's a 17k double, right? Okay, well, he's as good as the good Ginga. Like,
yeah. That's very true. That's very true. I'll have to give it some more thought. I mean, I do really like Belial, so I would love to play it some more in set 5. Although we'll see if that opportunity comes up. And okay, I think we're good to go with that. Thanks for coming on, MuscleRob, talking about the tournament run, all your thoughts that went into your decks. It's super interesting. I love to chat about this stuff.
For sure, and we got to chat more for Team USA, right? Because we're both going to be there. Because I got my invite, and we're going to show them what's up.
Yes,
little America Damashi.
Oh yeah, we are gonna take over worlds for sure. That's the plan.
That's it. Because you got to thinking of other card games. Last story, I promise. I feel like in other card games, a lot of the American players are willing to get a bit more risky with it, and that's how it works. Yeah. Again, I'm not running the level 1 Ginga. Other people are running the draw Ginga. I'm like, nah, it's just gonna go. It's gonna work. Be aggressive. Be super aggressive. In Yu-Gi-Oh, there was a famous mill deck that was very popular, and it wasn't until the cards came to America where people were like, I'm just running all mills and I hope I mill the right cards, and that ended up being a super good deck, but it took an American saying, I'm not scared, to make it work.
Yeah. So we're going to have that little risky factor, the aggressive factor, I will say.
Right.
We'll catch a lot of the, I think, Asian players and maybe Japanese players off guard. So looking forward to the Team USA, looking forward to seeing who's going to join us on Team USA in I guess a month almost. Yeah,
that's exciting though, for sure. There were a lot of great players there. I mean, if one thing went wrong, obviously I wouldn't have been the one here. So I hope some players get a nice chance. But I mean, come on, I gotta go for Ashley after she made top 8 and got the DQ.
I really hope Ashley can make the run back. So I'll be rooting for her.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks again, MuscleRob, for joining us, and I hope you all found this fun and helpful. And best of luck in Ohio, especially to Ashley. And we'll catch you later.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Bye.